Back here at the Grand Plaza Ballroom with IBF light flyweight world champion Brian Viloria. Brian, welcome to the KO Boxing Show. Now, Brian, I met you in LA about 4 or 5 years ago at Freddie Roach's gym, and back then I remember your sparring sessions. You're always pretty intense in the gym.
You know, it's when you spar, you always want to feel like you're actually in a fight or fighting. It's like how Michael Jordan used to practice around, and he's always, you know, putting that extra 10 miles in his running or that extra round every time he's you know, playing basketball on the basketball court. So for me, I think putting that intensity inside the training sessions will get you prepared for any fight that comes along. Okay, now back then in LA, you were at Freddie Roach's gym. Who's training you now? Robert Garcia now trains me. He used to train Fernando Vargas in the same gym in Oxnard. He also has a couple world champions. Juan Guzman also trains with us. Steven Loevano, who's the WBO world champion, also trains with us. So, you know, after stepping out of the Walcart gym from Freddie, I went to a couple more gyms. You know, didn't feel right around that, and finally landed with Robert Garcia, where he helped me resurrect my career since my last couple of losses back in 2006.
Joe Goosham's one of your trainers. Yeah. Gee, he loves wearing those loud shirts, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I mean, he you know, I try to tell him wear the ring horn, man. He doesn't like it. He comes in with his Aloha shirts or whatever shirts that he comes in with. That's his style. That's his little niche, and it's always, you know, he's a fun guy. He's a great guy, a really great character, and it was nice working with him.
You were in Sydney for the 2000 Olympic Games. Tell us a bit about Sydney. How did you enjoy Sydney?
Love Sydney. Sydney was awesome. I think one of the greatest times and one of my best memories was because of Australia, and to represent United States in the Australia Sydney Olympic Games in 2000 was a dream for me. I mean, you know, got to go to Australia, got to taste the food and meet the people there, I love the people there. You know, got to see and tour around Darling Harbour and some of the beaches that was out there. Try to compare it with Hawaii. You know, got his great beaches there in Australia, and got to see kangaroos and things like that, which was awesome. I felt at home in Australia, and I promised myself I wanted to go back there every few years, just to, you know, vacation or experience that whole Australia feeling again.
Oh, it'd be great to have you back. Now, Brian, you're a world champion. You live in Hollywood, or you live close to Hollywood, so it sounds pretty glamorous. You want to do acting once you finish your boxing. Who are some of the coolest actors you've ran into in your travel in LA?
Oh man, who I didn't run into, I think, is an easier question to answer. You know, my manager used to help in Marvel Comics, and used to help Stan Lee and managing Marvel Comics. He used to be the CEO for that. So, you know, he introduced me to a lot of great actors. His wife was a sitcom director, used to direct Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with Will Smith and Friends. You know, a lot of great television shows. So I got to meet a lot of great actors like Denzel Washington. I got to meet Tom Cruise when he tried to sign off for Iron Man, but didn't get the job. They gave it to Robert Downey Jr. I'm great friends with Mario Lopez, who's a big boxing fan. Mickey Rourke, you know, I met those guys. There's a lot. I got Christina Milian's number at, you know, hanging out there in Hollywood, because I live in Hollywood. It's great pool of talented actors, actresses, and you know, just to mix up with them in clubs and rub elbows with them during dinners. It's an awesome feeling. I mean, I could go down the list of people who I met and are friends with, but you know, it'll take me all day. But it's fun. I mean, after boxing, I'll probably get into, you know, a little bit of acting and do a couple of shows, maybe be a stunt guy or, you know, something like that. Something fun after the sport.
Brian, you're a world champion, you're living the dream, and congratulations, and thank you for your time for coming on to the KO Boxing Show.
Thank you for having me on the show, and hopefully everybody out there could watch my fights and more world championship defenses along the way, maybe a couple of championship unification matches. So hopefully I'll come down again to Australia and fight there, so who knows. Maybe I'll tell you guys come over to your house and put another shrimp on the Barbie.
A point deduction, and of course the great right hands by Viloria ended up losing that round probably 10-8.
Round 6. We'll see how Solis reacts. They stopped the bleeding over the right eye. And I'm not so sure that's where Viloria wants to be right there in the phone booth with him.
Well, you know, he wanted to be originally when this fight started out, but now I don't know. You know, this thing has been topsy-turvy. It's been Solis doing the better body work, some of it legal, some of it not, and it's been Viloria mostly winning the battle of the jab and landing the right hands. You would have thought it would be the opposite.
And you mentioned at the outset that there's that uppercut. I was just about to say that. That's what he's leaving himself vulnerable to, Al, the one punch that you mentioned that Solis could really do some damage with. And if you're inside like that, that's where he's going to rip it right up the middle.
And he has landed some, that's for sure.
Let's go, Brian. Hands up. Stay close to me.
Round 6, long way to go. Solis has got to dig down now, the champion. He's had a lot of frustration. We are in the Araneta Coliseum in Quezon City in the Philippines, everybody. The site of the Thriller in Manila back in 1975. And we got a Thriller again in Manila right here. As Brian Viloria is trying to win a world championship.
These two fighters have created great energy in this building. And let me tell you, this is Solis having himself a special round 6. He is doing very well.
More sharper punches, a good jab.
This is the best round he has had in this fight, by far.
Pretty good jab from Viloria. Viloria deciding it's best to be out here and not in there. Because he came out inside and Solis found some work that he could get done. Solis working a nice jab right there. And we've mentioned Viloria's problem in his career has been late rounds. He mentioned that and talked about how he's tried to work on that.
And, you know, the body work that Solis has done, even though some of it not, the Viloria right, that may have stunned him again. The body work that he is doing, Solis, could have an impact later in this fight. Viloria is giving ground in this round, looking, I think, to land those right hands again, but Solis has been more active in this 6th round. Another one below the waist. Wow.
And McTavish was on the other side of that one, so he adjusts his trunks for them. Nice job.
You're gonna have to
right hand. Again, give Viloria a right hand. Solis tried to come back off that. He's got Viloria in the corner, and he lands a right hand.
Solis's combinations in this round have been excellent.
That's what we expected from him. I did hear the bell.